7. Unmistakable physical changes. Only the chosen ones can feel signs of a real spiritual awakening. You're sitting in meditation when suddenly your entire spine feels like it's filled with liquid electricity. Your hands begin to tingle with an energy so intense, it feels like you're holding pure light. Waves of heat wash over your body, even though the room is cool, followed by chills that have nothing to do with temperature and everything to do with the profound transformation occurring within your very cells. These aren't random physical sensations or signs that something is wrong with your body. These are the unmistakable markers that you are one of the chosen, that your consciousness is undergoing on the sacred metamorphosis that separates ordinary human experience from divine awakening. Most people go through life never experiencing these phenomena because they remain trapped in purely material consciousness, their spiritual senses dormant, and their energy systems locked into survival-based frequencies. But when someone begins the journey of genuine awakening, when their soul starts preparing for its return to divine awareness, the physical body must undergo radical changes to accommodate frequencies of consciousness that most humans never access. These changes aren't just psychological or emotional, they're actual biological and energetic transformations that can be felt, measured, and understood through both ancient wisdom and modern science. Dr. Joe Dispenza's groundbreaking research into the neuroscience of mystical experiences reveals that when individuals enter profound states of spiritual awareness, their brains literally rewire themselves at the cellular level. But what his studies also demonstrate is that these neurological changes create cascading effects throughout the entire body, altering everything from immune system function to cellular regeneration rates, to the electromagnetic fields that surround the physical form. When someone begins awakening to their true spiritual nature, their body becomes a different kind of biological vehicle, one capable of processing and transmitting energies that would overwhelm ordinary human physiology. The first unmistakable physical change that marks you as one of the chosen is what ancient yogic traditions call the awakening of the inner fire. This manifests as sudden, intense sensations of heat or electricity that seem to originate from within your spine and radiate throughout your entire body. These aren't hot flashes or fever symptoms, they're the activation of what Kundalini Yoga describes as the sacred serpent energy that lies dormant at the base of the spine until spiritual awakening begins. When this energy starts rising through your chakra system, it literally burns away energetic blockages and old patterns that no longer serve your expanding consciousness. Barbara Brennan's decades of research into the human energy field reveals that individuals undergoing genuine spiritual awakening consistently display what she calls high-frequency energy eruptions that begin in the root chakra and travel upward through the entire energetic system. These energy surges create the physical sensations of heat, electricity, and vibration that characterize the first phase of spiritual transformation. The intensity can be overwhelming at first, but these sensations are evidence that your energy body is upgrading itself to handle divine frequencies. The heat you experience during these activations isn't just energetic. It's actually raising your core body temperature as your cells begin operating at higher vibrational rates. Wim Hof's research into the relationship between consciousness and body temperature demonstrates that advanced practitioners can consciously control their internal heat through breathing techniques and mental focus. But for chosen ones undergoing spontaneous awakening, this heat generation happens automatically as their system adapts to expanded awareness. These fiery sensations often occur during meditation prayer or moments of deep spiritual contemplation, but they can also arise spontaneously during ordinary activities when your consciousness suddenly shifts into higher gear. You might be walking in nature, listening to music, or even doing mundane tasks, when suddenly your entire body feels like it's glowing from within. These moments aren't accidents, they're your soul's way of announcing that profound transformation is occurring beneath the surface of conscious awareness. The second physical change that identifies you as one of the chosen is the development of extraordinary sensitivity to electromagnetic fields and energy patterns that most people can't perceive. You begin noticing that certain locations make you feel energized, while others drain your vitality instantly. Electronic devices may malfunction in your presence. Street lights might flicker when you walk beneath them, and you can sense the emotional states of others from across a room before they speak a word. This heightened sensitivity occurs because your nervous system is developing what could be called quantum awareness, the ability to detect and respond to subtle energy patterns that exist beyond the range of ordinary sensory perception. Caroline Miss's research into medical intuition demonstrates that individuals with awakened spiritual sensitivity can literally sense illness, emotional disturbance, and energetic imbalance in others through their enhanced electromagnetic perception. Your body becomes like a highly sensitive instrument, capable of detecting energy signatures that remain invisible to conventional awareness. You might walk into a room and immediately know what kind of conversations have taken place there, sense whether a location has hosted suffering or celebration, or feel drawn to specific places that resonate with your soul's purpose. This isn't imagination, it's the development of psychic sensitivities that have been documented across every spiritual tradition in human history. The electromagnetic sensitivity can be challenging to navigate in modern environments filled with wireless signals, electronic devices, and the chaotic energy patterns of unconscious human activity. You may find yourself needing more time in nature, seeking out quiet spaces, or even experiencing physical discomfort in crowded places where multiple energy fields create static interference with your developing sensitivity. But this sensitivity serves a crucial purpose in your spiritual development. It's training you to navigate reality using inner guidance, rather than external appearances, to trust your energetic perception over social conditioning, and to recognize that the physical world is just the visible layer of a vast, multidimensional reality that most people never discover. The third unmistakable change is the phenomenon of spontaneous healing sensations and abilities that emerge without formal training or conscious intention. Your hands may begin to tingle with healing energy when you're around someone who's suffering. You might find that plants grow more vibrantly in your presence, that animals are drawn to you with unusual trust, or that people feel physically better after spending time with you, even when no specific healing work was intended. This occurs because your awakening consciousness naturally develops what ancient traditions call the healing presence, an automatic transmission of life force energy that flows through individuals who have opened to divine frequencies. Dolores Cannon's research into quantum healing reveals that humans possess innate abilities to facilitate healing in others through consciousness alone. But these capacities remain dormant until spiritual awakening activates them. The healing energy that begins flowing through you isn't something you generate through effort or technique. It's the natural expression of divine love operating through your purified energy field. When your consciousness aligns with source consciousness, your very presence becomes a healing frequency that can catalyze restoration and regeneration in others without conscious direction or formal intervention. You might notice that your touch seems to have unusual effects, headaches disappearing when you place your hands on someone's temples, tension releasing when you embrace someone who's stressed, or emotional pain diminishing when you simply hold space for someone suffering. These aren't coincidences, but evidence that your body has become a conduit for the healing intelligence that permeates all existence. The development of healing abilities often comes with increased sensitivity to others' pain and illness. You may begin sensing physical problems in people before they're consciously aware of them, or feel compelled to offer comfort and support in ways that seem to arise from sources beyond your personal knowledge or experience. This empathic sensitivity is part of your preparation for service as a healing presence in the world. The fourth physical change that marks you as chosen is the experience of profound energy fluctuations that seem to follow patterns connected to cosmic cycles, lunar phases, and astronomical events. Your energy levels may surge during certain times of the month, your sleep patterns might shift with seasonal changes, and you could find yourself feeling unusually activated or peaceful during eclipses, solstices, and other celestial occurrences. This happens because your awakening consciousness is developing what could be called cosmic attunement, direct energetic connection to the larger rhythms and cycles that govern planetary and galactic consciousness. Rupert Sheldrake's research into morphic resonance suggests that consciousness exists within vast fields of information and energy that extend far beyond individual biological boundaries, and that awakened individuals naturally begin attuning to these larger patterns. Ancient civilizations built their spiritual practices around these cosmic rhythms because they understood that human consciousness is intimately connected to celestial movements and planetary energy cycles. The Mayan calendar, Egyptian temple alignments, and Stonehenge all reflect this understanding that awakened consciousness operates in harmony with cosmic intelligence rather than in isolation from it. During certain astrological transits or cosmic events, you may experience dramatic energy surges, prophetic dreams, enhanced psychic abilities, or profound spiritual insights that seem to download directly into your awareness. These aren't random occurrences, but evidence that your consciousness is plugging into what Nassim Haramein calls the unified field, the fundamental level of reality, where all consciousness and energy are interconnected. The cosmic attunement can also manifest as periods of deep introspection and energy conservation that correspond to certain celestial events. During eclipses or major planetary alignments, you might feel called to retreat from social activities, spend more time in meditation, or engage in intensive inner work that prepares you for the next phase of your spiritual evolution. Learning to recognize and honor these cosmic rhythms becomes essential for managing your expanding consciousness effectively. Fighting against these natural cycles creates unnecessary stress and can actually slow your spiritual development, while aligning with them accelerates your growth and helps integrate new capacities more smoothly. The fifth physical change that identifies you as one of the chosen is the development of what could be called dimensional perception, the ability to sense or even glimpse realities that exist beyond ordinary three-dimensional experience. This might manifest as seeing lights, colors, or forms that others can't perceive, hearing sounds or voices that seem to come from non-physical sources, or experiencing moments where the fabric of reality appears to shift or become transparent. These perceptual changes occur because your awakening consciousness is developing access to what many traditions call subtle sight, the ability to perceive dimensions of reality that exist at frequencies beyond ordinary sensory range. Edgar Cayce demonstrated that human consciousness can access information and perception that transcends the limitations of physical senses, and that this expanded awareness becomes available as spiritual development progresses. You might begin seeing auras around people, plants, and objects, perceiving energy patterns that reveal emotional states, health conditions, or spiritual development levels. Colors may appear more vivid and alive, as if infused with consciousness and meaning beyond their physical properties. Geometric patterns, light formations, or symbolic imagery might appear during meditation or contemplative states, providing guidance or insight about your spiritual path. Some chosen ones report seeing what appear to be non-physical beings, guides, angels, or other forms of consciousness that exist in dimensions parallel to physical reality. These aren't hallucinations, but actual perceptions of intelligent life forms that exist at frequencies most humans can't detect. Throughout history, mystics, prophets, and visionaries have reported similar encounters with non-physical intelligences that provided guidance, teaching, and support for their spiritual mission. The dimensional perception can also manifest as moments where time seems to stop or stretch, where you feel simultaneously present in multiple locations, or where the boundaries between past, present, and future become fluid and permeable. These experiences reflect your consciousness beginning to operate outside the limitations of linear time and three-dimensional space. Learning to navigate these expanded perceptions without becoming overwhelmed or losing grounding in practical reality becomes an essential skill for chosen ones. The key is maintaining what Thich Nhat Hanh calls mindful awareness presence, that can accommodate expanded perception while remaining anchored in the present moment and ordinary functionality. The sixth unmistakable physical change is the phenomenon of spontaneous cleansing reactions that seem to occur independently of diet, lifestyle, or external factors. Your body may go through periods of intensive detoxification where you experience fatigue, digestive, upset skin reactions, or flu-like symptoms without any apparent cause. These aren't signs of illness, but evidence that your physical system is purging accumulated toxins, negative energy patterns, and cellular memories that no longer serve your expanding consciousness. Gabor Mate's research into the connection between consciousness and physical health reveals that emotional trauma and unconscious stress patterns literally store themselves in cellular memory, creating energetic blockages that must be cleared for optimal health and spiritual development. When someone undergoes genuine awakening, their body automatically begins releasing these stored patterns, which can create temporary physical discomfort as the system cleanses itself. The cleansing reactions often correlate with major emotional or spiritual breakthroughs, as if your body is physically releasing the energetic residue of old patterns that your consciousness has transcended. You might experience intense dreams during these periods, sudden emotional releases, or profound insights about past experiences that have been influencing your life unconsciously. Louise Hay's work on the mind-body connection demonstrates that physical symptoms often represent the body's attempt to communicate about emotional or spiritual imbalances that need attention. During awakening periods, these communications become more intense and obvious as your system works to align physical reality with your expanding spiritual awareness. The detoxification can also manifest as sudden changes in dietary preferences, with your body naturally rejecting foods that lower your vibration, while craving nutrients that support higher consciousness. Many chosen ones find themselves drawn to lighter, cleaner foods, while losing tolerance for alcohol, processed substances, or anything that interferes with their developing sensitivity. Supporting your body during these cleansing periods with appropriate rest, hydration, gentle movement, and energy work can help the process complete itself more smoothly. Fighting against the cleansing or trying to suppress symptoms usually prolongs the discomfort and can interfere with the spiritual growth that the cleansing is facilitating. The seventh and perhaps most profound physical change that marks you as chosen is the development of what ancient traditions call the light body, a gradual transformation of your entire physical system that enables it to carry and transmit increasingly powerful spiritual frequencies. This manifests as a sense that your body is becoming less dense, more energetic, and more responsive to consciousness direction than ever before. You may notice that your body feels lighter despite no change in actual weight, that you require less food while maintaining or even increasing your energy levels, or that physical activities that once felt challenging now seem effortless. Your skin might appear more radiant, your eyes brighter, and your overall presence more magnetic and peaceful than in the past. This transformation occurs because your cells are literally changing their vibrational frequency to accommodate the divine consciousness that's anchoring through your system. Dr. Bruce Lipton's research into cellular biology reveals that cells can modify their structure and function in response to consciousness changes, and that these modifications can create enhanced physical capacity and resilience. The light body development often correlates with increased psychic abilities, enhanced creativity, and a sense of connection to universal intelligence that transcends individual identity. You begin feeling like a conduit for divine energy, rather than a separate being seeking spiritual experience. And this shift reflects actual changes in how your physical system operates in relationship to consciousness. Advanced practitioners in various traditions report that the light body eventually enables what appears to be miraculous abilities, healing through touch or intention, manifesting needed resources through focused consciousness, or even affecting physical reality through pure spiritual energy. While these capacities may seem supernatural, they represent the natural potential of human consciousness operating without the limitations imposed by materialistic thinking. The development of your light body requires patience and surrender, because it's controlled by spiritual intelligence rather than personal will. Attempting to force or accelerate the process usually creates resistance and can actually slow the transformation. The key is maintaining practices that support your spiritual development while trusting the innate wisdom of your system to guide the physical changes at the appropriate pace. Throughout this entire process of physical transformation, it's crucial to understand that these changes aren't happening to you. They're happening through you as part of a larger plan for planetary consciousness evolution. Each chosen one who successfully undergoes these physical modifications contributes to what Rupert Sheldrake calls the morphic field of human potential, making it easier for others to access similar transformations. Your body is becoming a bridge between ordinary human consciousness and divine awareness, a living demonstration of what becomes possible when someone surrenders completely to spiritual evolution. The physical changes you're experiencing are preparing you not just for personal enlightenment, but for service as a catalyst for collective awakening. The sensations of energy, heat, and electricity flowing through your system aren't random neurological events. They're evidence that your nervous system is being rewired to handle cosmic frequencies. The enhanced sensitivity you're developing isn't hypersensitivity. It's the emergence of capabilities that were always latent within human potential, but remain dormant until spiritual awakening activates them. The healing abilities manifesting through your presence aren't special gifts given to a chosen few. They're natural expressions of divine love operating through purified human consciousness. Every person carries this potential, but chosen ones are those who have agreed to undergo the preparation necessary to activate and express these abilities in service of collective healing and awakening. The cosmic attunement that synchronizes your energy with celestial rhythms isn't mystical fantasy. It's recognition of the actual interconnectedness between individual consciousness and universal intelligence. Ancient wisdom traditions built their entire spiritual practice around these connections because they understood that awakened humans naturally operate in harmony with cosmic intelligence rather than in opposition to it. The dimensional perception that reveals realities beyond ordinary sight isn't hallucination. It's the development of spiritual senses that can perceive the multidimensional nature of existence that quantum physics is beginning to describe scientifically. Your expanding awareness is simply gaining access to frequencies of reality that have always existed but remain invisible to unawakened consciousness. The cleansing reactions purging old patterns from your system aren't signs of poor health. They're evidence that your body is upgrading itself to operate as a clearer channel for divine consciousness. Every toxin released, every old emotional pattern cleared, every limiting belief dissolved, makes space for higher frequencies to anchor through your physical system. The light body transformation that makes your entire being feel more energetic and less dense isn't imagination. It's the actual modification of your cellular structure to accommodate increasingly powerful spiritual energies. You're becoming what could be called a frequency holder for divine consciousness on Earth, and this requires fundamental changes in how your physical system operates. These 7 physical changes represent just the beginning of the transformation process that chosen ones undergo as they prepare for their role in planetary awakening. Each change builds upon the others, creating a cascade of modifications that eventually result in what various traditions call divine embodiment, the capacity to anchor cosmic consciousness fully within human form while maintaining complete functionality in physical reality. The journey isn't always comfortable, and the changes can sometimes feel overwhelming or frightening when you don't understand their purpose. But every sensation, every shift, every moment of intensity serves the sacred purpose of preparing you to serve as a bridge between ordinary human experience and the infinite possibilities of divine consciousness. Your body is becoming a temple that can house divine presence, a vehicle that can transmit healing energy, a receiver that can access cosmic guidance. and a broadcaster that can share awakened consciousness with others who are ready to receive it. These physical changes aren't happening randomly. They're part of a precisely orchestrated process of conscious evolution that has been unfolding according to divine timing and cosmic intelligence. The electricity flowing through your spine, the heat radiating from your heart, the energy pulsing through your hands, the light emanating from your entire being. These aren't symptoms of something wrong, but signs of everything going magnificently right. You are transforming from ordinary human consciousness into divine consciousness embodied in human form. And every physical change is evidence of this sacred metamorphosis. Trust the process, honor the changes, support your body through the transformation, and know that you are becoming exactly what the world needs during this crucial time of planetary awakening. Your physical transformation is serving not just your personal evolution, but the evolution of consciousness itself, and every change you experience contributes to the collective field of human potential that will guide our species into its next phase of development. The 7 changes are your graduation from ordinary humanity into divine humanity. Your initiation into the ranks of conscious co-creators, your preparation for service as a healing presence on Earth. Welcome the changes, celebrate the transformation, and step boldly into the magnificent destiny that your evolving body is preparing you to fulfill.